nationally and internationally, the biggest critic that there was of Patrick Mahomes being given the Kansas City Chiefs starting job. You thought Alex Smith should keep that job. Patrick Mahomes has now had the start to the career that Tom Brady had.
Yes.
He is decorated in the playoffs, moving through the playoffs, winning a couple of games by field goals. But he's got signature moments now, too. Very young. You know, Elway didn't win a championship until he was 37. Guys don't win multiple championships this young. That's not a thing at that position.
Right. He's done it. He's in a different class now. He has 2 in his first 5 seasons. He's gone to the AFC Championship game every year that he's played. He's certainly on track to be perhaps the greatest quarterback we've ever seen, but it's not how you start, Dan. It's how you finish, and that's what Tom Brady was all about.
Okay, but last night he finished by getting into this conversation. That's how
he's
that happened.
In the conversation, yes, but the conversation is not the same conversation. It used to be 4. That's Montana, and now it's 7.
That's correct.
So to really be he's in the Eli Manning conversation because he won 2. Okay,
no,
I mean Eli won 2. That's the conversation he's in today.
No,
dude, you got to get to like 4 or 5 before you're in the conversation.
Stugotz, Eli won 2 championships and never won a playoff game other than those 2 years. Come on, what are you doing? Mahomes has just done more winning. Don't desecrate it. He's done more winning.
He beat Brady twice. I mean, Mahomes didn't.
He's done more winning in a 5-year span than anyone.
Yes. I mean, and he has 2 Super Bowls to show for it. I'm saying he's off to a great start, Dan. Through 5 years, you could certainly say Patrick Mahomes is one of the all-time greats. I'm just saying the bar it's been moved. It's no longer 4. It is now 7.
I know, but he only had the one.
It's unattainable, Dan.
Okay, you're saying that, but he's on pace.
He's on pace, yes. If he plays until he's 45, he's on pace. Yes.
I don't want to be so spoiled and numb to greatness that we simply don't discuss as it's happening legacy impacting things done against great teams. This was not him. This is not Mahomes beating slop. He had to go through Burrow when you were coronating him.
Yeah.
He had to go through a team that was totally overwhelming, so overwhelming that Jalen Hurts is never tested at the end of games, because in that sport where all the games are decided by 3 points, the Eagles are that kind of great. And he took him out, and they couldn't do anything about him. And they had a historically great pass rush, and they couldn't bother him. And he's running 40 yards on a sprained ankle after halftime because he's just put in the performance that the mythologies require when they're making movies with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon about who were the guys that got Michael Jordan his shoe. The commercials are being written now. The stories are being written now. And on a bum ankle, Mahomes now has an assortment of moments to go with those championships.
I'm not saying that he's not great. I'm simply saying he's in that conversation and he's in that tier with Bob Greasy, with Jim Plunkett, and with Eli Manning. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's a great conversation to be in. It's a great tier to be in.
It's not a great tier.
That's where he arrived last night.
It's not a great tier to be in.
What are you talking about?
You're making him a second.
Jim Plunkett.
You're making him somehow a second tier champion. You're making him a 27.
But he's out of the Rodgers tier.
Right. That's a good tier to be out of. He's out of the Favre tier.
Out of the Marino tier.
Yep.
Time now.
He's already been out of that.
For Stugotz's top
great place.
5 quarterbacks, a restructured ranking based on recent results. Let's see where this ends up. Number 5, greatest quarterback in the game, new developed rankings after the Super Bowl.
In today's game, not all time. Number 5, Tom Brady. I'll believe it when I see it, Dano. What do you mean?
Number 4,
Josh Allen. Haven't seen it yet, but I still believe it.
Number 3,
Patrick Mahomes.
What?
What do you mean? My list.
Number 2,
Jalen Hurts.
What? I thought winning was the only measurement that matters to you at that position.
Hurts won last night. He did. There were no losers last night, just winners. And Jalen Hurts was one of those winners. He won, did he not? I mean, Jalen Hurts had a big night. He did.
No, he literally lost.
Well, I mean, they did that whole kneel down thing, and I would have liked to see what Jalen Hurts would have done. Down 7, length of the field to go. I believe they would have scored and, converted a 2-point conversion, which is why Andy Reid didn't allow him to do it. Selfish. I mean,
So you're not holding that fumble Jalen Hurts had against them.
Yeah, that's the ultimate comeback by him. Just a trailing sound.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm not.
Did any of you, and I don't know what the math says on this, but when the Chiefs went up 7, I wanted them to go for 2. I wanted them to make it a 2-score game. I wanted them to make it a 9-point game so the Eagles couldn't come right back down the field and score 8 points, get the 2-point conversion. But the math's not quite there yet, right? Where we're trying to make it a 2-score game in the middle of the fourth quarter?
No.
Number 1.
Joe Burrow. Stay with my guy. I think he's the best quarterback in the NFL. Last night did not change anything for me.
But your formula, it changed your formula because winning is supposed to be your formula. Like you are, as soon as Patrick Mahomes wins, you're like, well, that's not the kind of winning that I want. Jalen Hurts won, not the actual winner.
Burrow's going to win. I'm projecting he's going to win. Dan, I maintain what I said a while back. Burrow's the best quarterback in the game, and when their careers are done, Burrow will have more Super Bowl rings than Patrick Mahomes. I believe. I do believe that. I firmly believe.
But why are you firmly believing that?
I left out Chad Henne.
Why are you firmly believing that today?
It seems like an odd time to firmly believe that. I understand. It seems like an odd time to have Jalen Hurts ahead of Patrick Mahomes, but I mean that's what I do. I'm a visionary. I mean.
There isn't another quarterback.
Jalen Hurts is really good. There's no way you walked away from last night's game not thinking Jalen Hurts is one of the best quarterbacks in the game, maybe the best.
But better than Mahomes?
I mean, he kind of outplayed Mahomes, did he not?
No.
He had the ball all game.
Yeah.
He had the ball because the philosophy was...
He scored 4 touchdowns.
Dude, Mahomes was literally perfect in the second half. Every drive.
Yeah.
With a broken ankle.
Enough with the ankle.
Okay, so there's no credit going to be given here to the winner today by Stugotz in a weird zag that I did not have coming. I don't. You are as publicly wrong on Mahomes as anyone has been.
I know. I hate it.
Is that what's triggering this, where you're refusing to
Maybe.
give credit to someone who deserves credit because you're on the wrong end of the take?
Dan, he's a great player. He has a great tight end. He's been on great teams. He's been to 5 AFC championships. One could argue that he should have more than 2 Super Bowls. I mean, you could make that argument.
He's only been there 3 times.
He's left a couple on the table. What? What happened there, Bill?
That is the sound of
He's 2-1.
That is the sound of an old man being woken from a
Could
deep,
be 1 and 2.
a deep sleep because Super Bowl week has gotten Stugotz as
this
well.
whole ankle thing.
Stugotz, this is look. Everything around here is moving very fast. Stugotz got spit out. No, Lord knows what his weekend was like. I'm stunned that he's here today. I honestly am, because he was doing lacrosse.
You and me both.
And he did. He was. They were making a lot of God bless football. It was an unending stream that ended up on on Saturday, and Stugotz has gotten in here. However, I think that the most you can expect after that week and his weekend is for him to 2 hours into us doing this show just go off mic. Huh? Like an old man forgetting that he's doing a show and just woken from a deep sleep in the middle of a nap.